I'm finna eat you up. I'm finna eat you up. I'm finna eat you up. I'm finna put your face. What? Oh my god. He's not.
This was my first cross-country trip. I don't know what made me decide to take it. I think the fact that I had been a lot of places and I just really wanted to conquer that. I really wanted to have that notch, under my belt to go ahead and go to the West Coast. Because everybody kept saying, don't go to the West Coast, don't go to the West Coast. So that's exactly why I wanted to go to the West Coast. So I was able to get a load for a couple motorcycles that were going out to Reno, Nevada. As far as miles, like 2,400, miles. And I was prepared to do it by myself just to be able to, say that I did it. However, as soon as I took the trip, I said, I probably didn't put my foot in my mouth. Wyoming was a different kind of animal as the previous states. When I got to Wyoming, I started noticing some decrease in power as far as my acceleration going up the mountain. When I noticed that I wasn't getting the speed that I needed, I would cut my hazard lights on, get over to the right-hand lane, and this is what you see a lot of times when you travel. You'll see truckers, with the flashers on the right-hand lane going up these mountains. Same thing. I'm a Sprinter van, diesel engine. I'm hauling. I'm going up the mountains. I'm not making speed. I got my flashers on. I'm in the right-hand lane. But these 18-wheelers are coming so fast because over here, the speed limit is 80 miles an hour. Okay, so the speed limit is 80, so everybody's doing is 85, 90. If it's posted at 80, 85, 90 is what's coming through there. So you're talking flying literal projectile missiles. These 18-wheelers coming, fully loaded, 30, 40, 50,000, pounds. So by the time they notice that I have my flashes on and that they need to immediately get over to the left-hand lane, they've waited so late that when they try to get over in the left-hand lane, there's a car or a truck or someone that's prohibiting them from doing so. So the only way to prevent an inevitable accident was for me to be driven off the road and onto the shoulder. So I was completely taken off the road. It was a horrific experience. But that's when I realized that things just wasn't right. This particular day, my goal was to get to Salt Lake City. And because of what I was experiencing on the road, I knew I wasn't going to make it. So I went on ahead and pulled into a truck stop. And from there, I started looking up places that could assist me. These mountains out west are something like you've never seen. You might have think that you've seen some mountains, but you've seen nothing till you've been out west. So I get to the dealership, and I got to admit, for me to show up without an appointment, they treated me very, very nicely, very kind. Sean was very receptive. Jumped straight on it. Somehow they couldn't understand why it was going in a safety mode, and their suggestion was, well, let's get you a new turbo on here. Let's start off with a new turbo on here. That's $5,000. We're not talking about hotel, and I'm staying at the Ramada Casino. I'm talking about this fireworks going outside my window, from the casino, So I'm saying the living good. I'm not staying in no shack. Thought I was just gonna be there for the weekend. Now I'm on 3 weeks. What? Crazy. I get the turbo. That's not it. Let's go ahead and replace your exhaust system. That's not it. So now the dealership is stumped. You know, realistically, you know, something happened. And I don't know what happened. Qadar ma sha'a fa'ala. You know, that which Allah has decreed is going to take place. But something happened and the car never left the dealership. What? That's amazing, and for some reason they can't figure it out. What? And I just reached a point where I was frustrated, and I just said, man, forget this business, forget this van, forget everything, forget Nevada, and just went to the airport, hopped on the plane, and left it all, you know, in Nevada. Oh, and took a capital size L. And the funny thing about it is that I met this lady, and she told me, she said, you got to be careful being an out-of-towner and a black man, you know what I'm saying, in Reno, because Reno has a quote-unquote stigma that goes along with what each letter stands for. You understand me? And it stands for run every Negro out of town. Oh, hell no! You know what I mean? And that's what she told me it stood for. And they try to get you in the mix, you know, in one way, shape, form, or fashion. And so, unfortunately, you know, I had to, you know, make a decision. You know, what was I going to do? Was I going to continue to keep throwing money into the ground? Especially when they weren't able to give me a decisive date on when the van will be done. Do I want to go out and go buy another one and risk, you know, this happening again? I just wanted to recognize the biggest sign. And to me, the biggest sign was that Allah didn't want me on the road. You know, I got a chance and I got an opportunity to travel all over the country. And I'm very grateful for that. But he didn't want me on the road. He wanted me in my base, in my comfort zone, doing what I love to do, and that is trading stocks and showing people how to trade stocks and helping them change their lives and the lives of the people that they love around them. So, one monkey don't stop no show. That is over. So, you know, stay tuned for what's next.